work? Yeah, so porting the compressor housing, yeah, I know it's a ported head and all, but bro, 21 pounds at 2,800 RPM, and it only took like 2 seconds to get there at 2,800 RPM? What on earth? It's just an MHI. This is stupid. What on earth is going on here? So apparently porting the compressor housing really helps add to the scenario here. So it adds to making boost more easily. Alright, here's the even dumber part that adds to that. The wastegate was opening because he hit the target boost command at that RPM. Clean up the screen. Like, yeah, there it is. Wastegate, 1.5 millimeters, 21 pounds, 2,800 RPM. What on earth is going on here? Sheesh. Alright, so it took some time for the wastegate to shut, but if we watch the timer counter, when the wastegate's actually almost shut, right, because he mashed the pedal here, it took some time for the wastegate to reach full shut. We'll call this 0.11 millimeter full shut. And from that time, look at the counter from 25,482 to hit 23 pounds, it's not even 26 seconds in the counter. It literally takes about half a second once the wastegate shut to go and slam from, let's do this, from 1.9 pounds, the wastegate's not even shut yet, 25,407 to 25 pounds, or 25 pounds, 26. So not even 1 second from basically wastegate not quite shut at 1.9 pounds to get up to 26 pounds on an MHI. That is wild. And we're on full ethanol. It's on Honda, as we can see here. We're live right now, and 74% ethanol. And yeah, this is the car that made 546, and we can see by porting the compressor cover, the wastegate is like at 4 millimeters. You gotta remember, this engine's sucking the air in, so the wastegate should be further closed at this boost pressure because the engine is eating the air. So this is wild to see this. Yeah, we can turn it up more, but no idea what it'll be like unless we put it on the dyno. Alrighty, so we just came back from the drive, and literally in half a second, once that wastegate is shut at like 4 grand, it takes half a second to get to 25 pounds of boost. Well, that's crazy. Now, I understand it is a ported head. It's one of my Fk8 TD ported heads, but this is a journal bearing turbo. To spool up that hard, that fast, and keep in mind, a ported head eats more air per pound of boost. It's just wild at how fast this thing spools up. So I'm definitely impressed. It definitely is worth the difference. I mean, it had no problem in 2 seconds, right? When you smash the throttle, 1, 2, bro, it went from 0 boost to 21 pounds under 3,000 RPM. That is wild. And the wastegate was actually opening because it hit command all the way down there at under 3,000 RPM. So that is just proof in the pudding that both ported head and cams, yeah, that helps, but my goodness, that turbo outlet really added to the scenario. The actual compressor cover and the turbo outlet pipe being ported and port matched together help get that air out of the compressor housing, making it easier to spin up the compressor wheel. So that's what you're doing. You're making it easier to spin up that compressor wheel because it doesn't have to work so hard to push the air out of the housing. Fk8 TD, another first, legit R&D. So previously, on that same car, same setup, everything the same, pump ethanol, the whole 9 yards. It was about 400 RPM later to make the same boost. Because I remember when I did the head, thinking to myself, you know, I expected a little bit better from the size of an MHI turbo. Then I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's a journal bearing turbo. It is what it is. That's just the way they behave. I would see, because, you know, the RV6 turbo can definitely do that on a ported head down there at that RPM. It's just crazy, though, to see that. Now it makes me ponder, what can we do with an RV6 turbo? What can we do with some of the other brand turbos that are there? You know, I can't say it'll do anything good for a P700. Unfortunately, those just aren't made correctly. But any other brand that has that outlet and getting that to be useful. Now, I don't think that'll be useful on a stock turbo, but it could very well be useful on a bigger turbo than a stock turbo. I don't think the stock turbo has a big enough compressor wheel to actually take any sort of real benefit from that. So the smaller the turbo, the less likely you are to have a benefit from this. And I tested this previously dealing with the G3900. The outlet pipe that originally had the kit that I got had a 2-inch outlet pipe, not outlet pipe, blow-off valve pipe was a 2-inch pipe, and the internal diameter was like 1.76 or something like that. And what I had found was when I converted it all to a 2.5-inch pipe and moved my blow-off valve to my intercooler, I got about 300 to 400 RPM better spool, and that's what led me to this, and just looking at it and going, you know what, I had an old MHI here, let me see how much of a difference this is in the housing. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of room for improvement. So that is how this came about, and those are the results for the initial. They will be putting the car on the dyno soon, so we'll have more videos from that coming very soon. I'm trying to just do more YouTube stuff for you guys, because you guys keep asking when are the videos coming back, and I'm going to try to just keep pumping them out for you.